You've probably eaten dozens, maybe hundreds of gummy bears in your life. But let me ask you something. If you knew they started as boiled animal bones and ended up coated in wax, would you still eat them? It's not just sugar and fun colors. What goes on behind the scenes of gummy bear production is stranger and more fascinating than you think. Today on Curious Constructs, we're stepping inside the factory where gummy bears are born. And trust me, once you see how they're made, you'll never look at these tiny candies the same way again. Before gummy bears took over snack aisles around the world, they started with a German candy maker named Hans Riegel. In 1922, Riegel launched a company called Haribo and created the Dancing Bear, a chewy fruit-flavored candy inspired by trained circus bears. Back then, he was cooking them by hand in a copper kettle. Today, Haribo alone produces over 100 million gummy bears every single day. And what began in a backyard workshop in Bonn, Germany, is now a multi-billion-dollar industry. Here's where it gets weird. The main ingredient in gummy bears isn't fruit. It's not even sugar. It's gelatin, a protein made by boiling animal skin, bones, and connective tissue, primarily from pigs and cows. In the US, gelatin used in candy is regulated by the FDA and must meet strict safety standards. But still, you're chewing on collagen that once held together a pig's skin. Mix that with corn syrup, sugar, citric acid, flavoring, and food coloring, and you've got the makings of a bear, a sweet, stretchy, chewable bear. Quick fact: without gelatin, your gummy bear would fall apart like jelly. It's what gives them that satisfying chew and signature bounce. Each batch is flavored and colored next. Think cherry red, lemon yellow, orange, pineapple white, green apple, or strawberry. And despite what you might think, most of those flavors, they're synthetic. Lab designed to hit our taste buds just right, using flavor science, not fruit. The coloring too, red 40, yellow 5, blue 1, is FDA approved in the US, but controversial in other parts of the world. In Europe, some of these dyes require warning labels. So here's the question. If a gummy bear looked duller but was cleaner, would you still eat it? That visual appeal is no accident. It's engineered. Now, let's talk shape. Surprisingly, gummy bears aren't made with metal molds. Instead, the mixture is poured into cornstarch trays, where cavities have been stamped in the shape of bears. Why starch? Because it absorbs moisture from the candy, holds up under heat, and can be reused over and over again. Once poured, the gummy mix cools and solidifies inside these trays over several hours, forming firm, elastic bears ready to bounce. This process moves fast. Each nozzle deposits hundreds of bears per minute, each one identical, down to the tiny ears. Liking what you're learning? Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Curious Constructs dives deep into the things you never knew you loved. Once cooled, gummy bears still aren't ready for packaging. They're sticky, dull, and likely to clump. So they're tossed into a coating drum, a spinning barrel where they're misted with a micro layer of wax. Most often, it's carnauba wax, a plant-based substance from Brazilian palm leaves. Other times, it's beeswax or vegetable oil. The purpose? It adds shine, prevents clumping, and gives each bear that glossy finish. If they're sour gummies, the coating changes, often a blend of sugar and citric acid, which adds crunch and tang. Now the bears go down the line, literally. Weighing machines portion them into exact amounts: 100 grams, 150 grams, 250 grams. Then they're heat-sealed, labeled, date-coded, and boxed for shipping. A single modern packaging line can churn out up to 200 bags per minute. That's about 12,000 bags an hour, or enough gummy bears to fill a small swimming pool every day. The factory floor hums like a symphony. Each station is tuned for speed, accuracy, and efficiency. Here's a growing tension in the candy world: plant-based gummies. Pectin, agar-agar, and starch are all gelatin alternatives. They're vegan, religiously inclusive, and environmentally friendlier. So why aren't all gummy bears made this way? Because gelatin still wins on texture. There's no clean substitute that gives the same stretch, bite, and bounce. And for manufacturers, that difference matters. So as consumer demand rises for ethical candy, the industry is racing to replicate what gelatin can do, without the pig. Let's pause. Why do gummy bears even work as a candy? They're not luxurious, they're not fancy, but they're familiar, nostalgic, bite-sized joy. Psychologists say the shape plays a huge role. Miniature animals make us feel comforted, playful, like a child again. Even the act of biting a bear's head off has been studied as a form of micro-control in a chaotic world. So, in a way, gummy bears aren't just candy, they're emotional design. From animal collagen to polished candy icon, gummy bears are built with engineering, chemistry, and yes, a little bit of psychology. So, the next time you eat one, remember, you're not just chewing candy, you're experiencing an edible invention. And if you want more mind-blowing looks inside everyday things, stick with us right here on Curious Constructs. We'll see you in the next one.